I'm Robson Green, and I'm on the fishing adventure of a lifetime.
Traveling to some of the most remote and exciting places on the planet. Welcome to Bolivia, an expansive landlocked country of extremes. From the highs of the Andes Mountains to the lows of the Amazon Basin, Bolivia is home to some of the world's most untouched fishing locations.
The only European angler to travel up this river.
And some of the wildest freshwater fish on Earth.
Yeah.
A prehistoric monster of the Amazon.
Big fish, big fish.
And a fearsome predator with frightening fangs.
How's about that?
I learn a mind-blowing technique from indigenous anglers on my ultimate mission to track down a fierce and ferocious bar of Bolivian gold, the golden Dorado. But to catch it, I'm going to have to travel further and fight harder than I've ever done before.
Yes! Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God!
This is a big fish we got on!
These are my toughest fishing adventures yet.
Look at that fish!
You know, over the years, I've fished some of the most iconic rivers on the planet. But I'm traveling over 6,000 miles now to cast a line on the big one.
Yes, I'm off to fish the Bolivian Amazon. Untouched and inaccessible, this is one of the last true wildernesses on Earth. And not only that, my journey will take me to where the world's most iconic river meets its source, at the foothills of the Andes Mountains.
And with every fish I catch, I go deeper and deeper into the jungle, until hopefully I strike gold.
One of the best fighting fish on the planet, the golden Dorado is found in the remote Amazonian waters of Bolivia. And here they are said to be bigger and more aggressive than anywhere else on Earth. And I'm ready for a fight.
Well, I know I'm getting nearer my destination because the mode of transport is getting a lot smaller.
Bolivia is one of the least populated countries in the world, and I'm headed 400 kilometers northeast from the city of Santa Cruz de la Sierra to the highly remote area around the Rio Negro, or Black River. The Amazon Basin has over 4,000 species of fish. I literally could catch something different with every cast.
So, this is it. I'm traveling to the heart of the Amazon jungle. From here on in, it really is getting back to basics. Just me in the wild, at one with nature. This guy can seriously fly.
And with that, my journey to strike gold has well and truly begun.
Man, it is hot. Well, you wanted an immersive experience, Robson. You're certainly getting one. This place is off the map. Seen Cayman, Bayala, Piranha. Note to self, Robson, do not go for a swim in these parts.
I'm just hoping I can survive long enough to get on the boat.
Do you ever get the feeling you're being watched?
Black caiman are the apex predator in these waters, and they are everywhere.
Another caiman. Oh my goodness. This place is incredible.
Ultimately, I've traveled to Bolivia to catch the golden Dorado, but I can't visit the Amazon without first casting a line for one of the most ubiquitous species in all these waters, the catfish. And to show me how it's done is Jorge Molina Jr. He has fished for cats in this remote spot for the last 4 years.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Robson.
Jorge.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Not a bad office you have here.
Like it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm obviously in the right place. Am I here at the right time of year?
Right time, right place.
Why is that?
Water's down and the fish are wild and ready to go.
What are we going to target today?
We're gonna target the general, general here in Bolivia, which is the red-tailed catfish.
Called the General because of their dominance in the river, these monsters can grow upwards of 100 kilograms and are ferocious fighters. A prehistoric beast, this fish is from a genus that is over 13.5 million years old. Tangling with this ancient aquatic wrestler is a great way to get my eye in for my ultimate target, the golden Dorado. I'm here in the dry season. Low water levels mean great fishing, as large fish get trapped in shallow pools.
So those birds are not only pretty, they're a great sign for anglers because they're here for one reason and one reason only. That is because of bait fish here. And where there are bait fish, there are bigger fish. And even bigger fish.
As the sun sets, the temperature is cooling, and we are hitting the perfect time of day for the large red tails to start feeding.
Now that was much more of a deliberate inquiry. That could be the creature we're after. I think this fish has my bait well and truly lodged in its mouth.
1 in every 4 fish in these waters is a catfish, but there is another species that patrols the rivers like a toothy tyrant.
I give you the red-bellied piranha. And that is a good size. Well, certainly not a red-tailed catfish, but it is the stuff piscatorial nightmares are made of. It is a very fast, ferocious, infamous fish of the Amazon. It's incredibly healthy, and the main reason is because of diet. It eats nothing but meat. It's a carnivore, eats pure protein. It is a bar of solid muscle. These guys are fast, they're formidable, but they're incredibly famous.
As the light fades, predators like the piranha start to wind down after a day spent feeding, while the large catfish come to life.
Whew. It's like someone's flicked a switch. You know, the lights have gone out, but the sound system's come on. You can hear the frogs, the insects, the cicadas, the bird life. Dear me, it's deafening. Everything is just switched on, except the catfish.
We're using fresh chunks of dogfish as bait.
And remember, we're not using a sight method. We're relying on the catfish's acute sense of smell, and they have proved they can smell compounds in 1 part per 10 billion parts of water. That's like me standing here and smelling a hot dog in the northeast of England.
And it's taken me 2 days and 6,000 miles to get from the northeast to rumble with a red tail.
You know what, Jorge? If life was perfect, I mean, in a perfect world, if we caught a catfish, that would be perfect, wouldn't it?
It would.
Do you think life's perfect?
Life is perfect.
Life is perfect.
It will be perfect.
It will be perfect. That's good. Just gotta wait. Huh? What was that? What is that? Okay. Just what is that? There's something there.
Fish?
Something that can eat humans.
It's been 6 hours, but I'm not leaving without a catfish, even if it means waiting all night and losing my mind in the process.
You got it.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Into a big fish. Just took that bait and it ran.
I'm hooked too.
Oof. Double header at exactly the same time. That's ridiculous. They just switched on. See?
Let it go, let it go.
Big fish. You couldn't have written it at exactly the same time the fish took. Now comes the difficult part, trying to get this big fella on board.
Métale mano.
Oof, he's not ready to come on board yet. Good size.
Here, give it to me.
How's about that? Gets its name because of that extraordinarily vibrant, fiery red caudal fin. And when it comes to sensory ability, this fish has over 100,000 taste buds around its body. And most of them reside in the fore end here. And those barbels not only sense prey, but sense predators. Yeah, they not only take life, but they actually saved the life of this fish as well. It's a very complex, extraordinary, and beautiful character of the Amazon basin. And what a good fight. There he goes. You beautiful fish. Perfect day, perfect evening, perfect fish, perfect bite. Speaking of which, I am being bitten alive. Let's get out of here.
Great start to my Bolivian adventure, but I'll take being eaten alive by insects over actually being eaten alive. But before I leave the Rio Negro and head west to battle with the legendary Bolivian Dorado, I've got just enough time to cast a line for another amazing species.
I'm trekking through the jungle to catch one of the most ferocious, formidable, and frightening looking fish in the Amazon basin.
Yes, I'm after the payara. Known as the Dracula fish, this beast is every inch as fierce as it looks. Like a silver bullet crossed with a saber-toothed tiger, the payara is one of the most aggressive predators in the Amazon. Payara can grow to lengths of well over a meter, but it's the fangs that make this fish truly unique.
Hi, mate.
Yeah, how you doing, Raptor? How are you?
Good to see you.
Jaime Ramirez is a Colombian fishing guru and payara fanatic who has been fishing for vampires in this remote spot for the last 5 years.
Now then, my ultimate quest on this journey is to catch a Dorado. Is the payara, the vampire fish, good rehearsal, good practice for the Dorado?
It's very good. It's nice to catch, you know. Best fish you ever caught.
Some would say the Dorado, but you say the payara.
The payara, I said payara is best, the best. It's best.
Well, let's put that to the test.
Okay.
By the time we start fishing, it's pushing 40 degrees, and for most fish in the river, including the payara, it's too hot to feed.
Now then, apart from payara, there are peacock bass in this area. I've seen a few rising there. They'll take the popper as well, especially in this temperature. They love the warm water. Take my lure.
I'm getting lots of follows, but no takes. And it's Jaime and his knowledge of this river that lands the first fish.
Oh, beautiful fish. There you have a beautifully coloured peacock bass. Gets its name from the eye on the caudal fin there, like the eye on the plumage of a peacock. And as you can see, it's had a few nibbles on its tail, but it's lived to tell the tale. Strong, ferocious, and colourful, vibrant, amazing, just like Bolivia. It's not the target we're after, but if I wasn't after a payara, I'd be bloody chuffed with that.
With the temperature still high, I'm out to get a peacock of my own.
That's a good cast. Now that deserves a peacock bass. The take will be explosive, the fight. What was that? Me. I know that sound because I've been to the Amazon before and I knew that was a caiman surfacing, but I didn't know it was 100 meters away. I thought it was 10 feet away. In fact, I thought it was a foot away, and that's why I took off like Usain Bolt. But as you can see, I am quite butch. Robson Green, extreme fisherman who needs to change his clothes.
After a quick can of Mano, I decide to prove to my Bolivian buddies that I am the rough, tough angler I say I am.
Caiman. Never thought I'd say that during my angling journey. Beautiful to look at, but bad news for fishermen. I bring you the gift of the peacock bass. Go on, you can have it. There you go. Now enjoy. Enjoy, and let me have a relaxing fishing day. Good lad.
Peace offering made, it's back to the fishing, and conditions should now be perfect to cast a fly for the payara.
Just turned 4 o'clock. Temperature has dropped about 10 degrees. Good time for our target to feed. So I'm going to try and entice it with a rather large fishing fly. Stripping it back as fast as I can, replicating a distressed fish.
After 5 seasons on this river, Jaime's knowledge of these waters is unparalleled, even if his use of the fly is unnerving. If I can manage to keep my ear off the end of his line, I might be in.
It's about 5 payara under the boat. Yeah.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Hard.
In.
That's a payara.
It's all right.
That's a payara.
I got him.
Okay.
Oh, man, I'm gonna have to increase the tension. That's a good take, and this fish just wants to run. There he goes. Oof. What a take. He's running towards the boat. Keep that line tight, Robson. If he wants to run, let him run. Oh, he's a beauty. Because the water is low, it's great for sight casting. So I saw the fish, cast in front of it, wallop, and he's in good condition. How's about that for an Amazonian fish to be caught on the fly? Just check out those fangs. They can grow to an extraordinary 6 inches. And this creature uses these fangs to impale the swim bladders of unsuspecting prey, which messes about their buoyancy. Therefore, they're floundering around in the water. This fish just turns round and devours them. It's not big, but it is beautiful. And just looking at it, you know it's been around for a very long time. And that, catching it on the fly, is great training for my ultimate quest, the Dorado.
And with that, my time on the Rio Negro has come to a close.
It's not been a bad few days. I got what I came for. A beautiful fish and a frightening looking fish. And I'm feeling pretty cocky with myself, and then suddenly, just hanging up there on the wall is my ultimate target. And I am determined to catch the Bolivian bar of gold.
But to get to the most ferocious Dorado on the planet, I need to head even further into Bolivia's wild and untouched heartland.
I tell you, from here on in, every aspect of this journey is going to be extreme. I am going deeper into the jungle than I have ever gone before. But hopefully at the end of it, I will strike gold.
I'm flying 250 kilometers from the Rio Negro to the heart of the Isiboro National Park, a protected reserve home to the indigenous Chimane Indians. Bolivia has over 36 ethnic groups, and over 20 million hectares of land are the sole reserve of indigenous people.
The gateway to the jungle.
The source of these Amazonian waters is in the Andes Mountains, but because the area is protected, I promise to keep the name of the river a secret.
Now I'm hoping to hook up with 2 modern-day explorers who claim this river is literally teeming with golden Dorado. They also say that they have gone deeper and further up this river than any other man in history. It's a big claim.
Patrick and Federico, 2 young Bolivian explorers, have spent the last 4 years securing access to the Chimane people and this river.
Hiya, guys.
Hey, Robson.
How are you?
Great. How about yourself?
Federico.
Federico, good
Pleasure
to
to
meet
meet you.
They were attracted here by the chance to catch wild Dorado in untouched Amazonian waters.
Is this going to be a fishing adventure of a lifetime?
Oh, man, you have no idea.
Yeah?
You have no idea. This place is as virgin as it gets.
Yeah. Why is the fishing so good here, Patrick? What is it about this place?
Well, it's just clean, it's biodiverse, difficult to get to, and that's all a perfect formula for great fishing. And you are the first European to be here.
Dude! That is fantastic, really? The first European to
First
cast a
European.
line up this river?
First, ever, in history.
For the first time, I am speechless.
And the fish I travelled all this way for will leave you breathless. A prehistoric salmon with the jaws of a pit bull, the golden Dorado sits at the very pinnacle of its food chain as the apex predator. A true river wolf, completely carnivorous with interlocking scissor-like teeth, the golden Dorado is known to eat anything and everything unlucky enough to find itself in the river. Birds, rodents, and even other Dorado are all on the menu.
What a privilege, what an honour. The only European angler to travel up this river. What a place.
Bolivia has the largest proportion of indigenous people in South America. They make up around 2/3 of the population. With approximately 700 families living up this river, this area is one of the main reserves of the Chimane Indians.
It's an angling paradise, Federico.
Absolutely.
It's going to take a while, but you know, no place worth going is easy to get to.
Very true.
But not everywhere worth going to is quite this hard to get to.
Listo. Uno, dos, tres.
Our fishing camp is 60 kilometers upriver.
Yeah. Told you it wasn't going to be all plain sailing.
Uno, dos, tres, vamos!
We're heading upstream against the current in very shallow water, traveling at an average of just 5 kilometers an hour.
I feel a bit like a migrating fish, heading upstream to spawn. Ooh. Oh, I've trained for months for this moment. Hey, I'm 50 years old, you know. I know I don't look a day over 35, but this is hard graft.
After 8 hours of pushing against the current, I finally get a chance to get my eye in and cast a line on this amazing river.
Let that fly sink. Oh, I'm in. Patrick, Federico, I'm in. Oh, my Lord. Voila! I have got an absolute stonking Dorado. At least I think that's what it is. The run was fast, the take was ballistic, and it took all my line to the backing. It took about 100 yards of line within 5 seconds. I don't want it to keep it too tight.
You're doing great. You're doing just perfect.
Awesome job, Robson.
Oh my God.
Great handling on that fish.
Oh my Lord. Oh my God. So there I was, just thinking, you know, I've got a lot of memory on my line. It's a long time since I've used my fly rod, so I thought I'd just do a practice cast in the river. And that has just taken my fly. I'm absolutely shaking because, you know, I knew the fishing was good here, but I didn't know it was off the scale. That is one of the healthiest Dorados I have ever seen. And it fought like a fish, I don't know, twice its size. They're called the tiger and the sharks of this river. And like the shark, it seeks out the weak and the dying, keeping a really healthy and diverse marine system in this waterway. It really doesn't get any better than that. But believe me, this is small. They're big around here. So let's see if I can catch bigger. Guys, what?
Oh yeah,
what?
you will.
Yeah, you will.
Really?
You will.
Absolutely.
What a stunning, healthy fish. It's strict catch and release, and this fish wants to go back. I was not expecting that. Fantastic. Awesome. I ain't feeling tired. That whole journey, forgot about it. That was incredible, and that was definitely extreme. Woo! Get in! Get in!
I've been completely blown away today, and after 12 hours pushing up the river, we finally reach our home for the next 3 days, Camp Dorado.
Whoa. That journey wasn't just long, it was epic. My name is Robson. Good to see you. These guys are all Chimane.
It's late when I finally get to meet my hosts, but I'll be relying on them and their knowledge for the next 3 days.
All right, lads, what's for dinner, eh?
Oh, do you know what? Don't bother. I'm too tired. I'll wait for breakfast.
Tonight I will sleep like a baby. A very happy baby.
I've heard there's gold in them there hills.
Next morning, and still reeling from yesterday's surprise bar of gold, we get geared up, determined to catch bigger. Because in these parts, Dorado can grow upwards of 20 kilos.
And I tell you what, time is of the essence. Don't know if you can make out, but we've got a serious weather system over the Andes here. Morning, boys.
Morning, Robson.
Morning. The rain is a problem, but as long as we don't get rained on really hard down here, we should be able to go catch some fish.
Patrick, Federico and I will be wading upriver from the camp today towards the Andes and the storm, carrying our carbon fibre rods, fantastic lightning conductors.
PMA, positive mental attitude.
Positive, yes.
Exactly.
Mental, definitely.
Now, to catch a big fish, you need a big fly. It's not really what I'm used to when I'm trout fishing at home, but that's what you cast in these parts. Because basically, the fish are going to expel a lot of energy for the take, and they need to make it worth their while. Bigger the fly, bigger the fish. That's the theory.
When sight casting in a river like this, stealth is everything. Make noise or cast a shadow on the water, and the fish will spook.
And I can see Dorado moving, look. Two big Dorado
They're
just over there, just moving.
all over. Look at that, look at that.
With crystal clear waters and fish surfacing all around me, I may have found angling nirvana.
It is a kind of true wilderness, isn't it? I mean, there's no pressure on this water, you know? I mean, the reason why we can't name this river is because, you know, so many people will want to come. Oh, we've got some incoming weather here.
Yes, it looks like we got some wind coming our way.
Oy.
Some good rains.
Yeah, that came from nowhere. See, this is it. It's unpredictable.
With the weather seriously on the turn, we move to look for shelter. Trying to cast a large fly in high winds can be very tricky.
I mean, I don't know the area that well, but what I do know is that what I'm walking on was once a raging riverbed. It's dry now, but there's a lot of rain in them there hills. I could be floating back to camp.
In this amazingly wild land, it takes a special creature to become as revered as the Dorado.
So not only is the Dorado the apex predator, it's kind of the warrior of the river.
Well, the Chimane believe in a god that created people out of mud. And he also had two sons. He turned one into the jaguar. Gold, black spots, ferocious, put him in the jungle and said, "You will protect the forest." He turned the other one into a Dorado. Fierce, teeth, gold, black spots, aggressive. And he put him in the river and said, "You will protect the rivers." He's definitely the warrior, gladiator, whatever you want to call him, but he's the meanest guy out there.
I need to find the warrior inside of me if I want to prove that yesterday wasn't a fluke.
Some of these trees are gonna fall. I'm telling you now, this wind is picking up.
But there's a rumble in the jungle and a feeling that at any moment, things could just explode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm in. Oh, yes. Yeah, you. Damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, man. Oh, damn.
Well, I was right. There was an explosion. It was on the end of my line, and I wasn't ready.
One thing I've learned, stay alert. Every cast, you could get a massive bar of gold, but I do apologise on behalf of the fly fishing fraternity for what you just witnessed there, because that was embarrassing. Bit of a fly fishing low.
The storm is closing in fast, but there are Dorado about, and I'm desperate to prove to Patrick and Federico I can land one today.
I'm in. Strip set, don't let this one go.
This time I set the hook. This time I hold my nerve. This time I strike gold.
But it's not as big as the last one. Come on, you bonny fish. What do you know? After the adversity comes the triumph.
That's right.
And not many anglers in Europe can say that they've come here and caught a golden Dorado on the fly. In fact, not many at all. There's just one. Me. You. Beautiful creature.
You hear that?
And that's telling us to go back to camp.
That's our cue to go.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Deep in the jungle and tropical rain rushing down from the Andes could halt this entire trip.
You know, I travelled all this way. I cannot be beaten by angling's greatest enemy, the weather.
.30 a.m. and obviously trying to be asleep, but I can't because the tent has been battered by a deluge. My worst fears have been realised. It has not stopped raining and that river will rise. Oh no. Oh dear, not looking good. You can see the water, well, it's just coffee coloured. And using a sight method is pointless because obviously we can't see the fish can't see us, they can't see the lures, they can't see our flies. It's absolutely pointless.
But you can't beat local knowledge, and no one knows these waters like the Chimane. They have found a spot further upriver where we can cast a line.
The change in colour is pretty dramatic, isn't it, with these two rivers?
Yeah. As you can see, this is chocolate and this is clear. There's a lot more sediment, you know, mud banks on this side of the river. And on here, it's pretty much all rock and boulders. So this is the way to go today.
And hopefully the further up we go, the clearer it'll get. It'll be better for sight casting.
Yep.
Great.
Exactly.
The Chimane had given us a chance to find that 20-kilo bar of gold. But after 5 days solid fishing, I must have made over 1,000 casts with a fly 3 times as heavy as I'm used to. I need to dig deep if I want to catch.
Oh my God. I do like fly fishing, but in this heat and humidity, man, it wears you out. Oh, wow, look at this place. Yep. Yeah. Nice take, I am in. Oh yeah, come on, stay on, buddy. Stay on, it's got the right cast. This fish is gonna jump. What have I got on? Oh, I think it's a Yatarana.
Yatorana.
Yatarana? Ha-ha! Woo! Nice fish. Oh,
Good job, Robson.
yeah.
Great job.
You got a new species.
Man. I mean, look at it. It's not the biggest fish, but that fights 3 times its size. Punches way above its weight. What a beautiful fish. Look at that. Do you know what? Fly fishing, when it all comes together, that feeling, it's incredible. This fish is kind of the water equivalent of a propagator. It eats nuts, it eats fruits, it also eats seeds. And some of those seeds in the fish remain intact. So as the fish is swimming up, the seeds pass through the fish, land in the water, just next to the banks, they germinate and are directly responsible for the growth and diversity of the surrounding vegetation. And just look at the coloration on that fish. The iridescent bronze, silver and gold, and the leading edges of every fin has this beautiful fiery red on it. You absolute beauty.
Good job,
Gorgeous.
Robson.
Fly fishing is great.
Yes, it is.
It's the way forward. You beauty.
That Yatarana was a fantastic surprise, but I am now fishing on pure adrenaline alone. Constant casting has started to take its toll, and my shoulder has gone.
Man, I am done. I am done. Gone. Oh. Tell you what, though, it's been non-stop fishing action You know, I'm a young man at heart, but today has worn me out. Mentally, physically, but not spiritually. Because fishing in these parts just keeps your spirits up and alive.
Even though I didn't find the 20-kilogram Dorado, the ones I've caught have blown me away. So for now, it's time for bed to dream dreams of Bolivian gold.
So this is it. Final day.
Sadly, with my shoulder still out of action, fly fishing is off the agenda. But it's a chance to spend a day with my hosts and repay the favour by helping them catch some fish.
Now, I've used many methods to catch fish in my time, but never the combination of a dam, the leaves from a shrub, and a lot of hard work.
Chimane Indians choose mainly to live in small communities of 1 to 4 families, and usually on the banks of the river. They rely on fishing, hunting, and horticulture for survival.
Oh, hi, guy. Well, as you can see, we've got a typical Chimane tree here, full of the fruits of joyous children. Oh, careful, careful. Oh, I thought you'd fallen. Hey, kids are happy. The way they live, who wouldn't be?
The people here rely on the river for protein and the jungle for just about everything else, including some of the strangest looking bait I've ever seen.
Definitely a first for me, this.
This is a barbasco tree. Evergreen and native to South America, its roots, vines, and in this case leaves, are a source of rotenone, a natural toxin that, when introduced to water, can stun fish.
These things always puzzle me. Like, you know, when an egg came out of a hen's bottom all those years ago, and a guy looked at that egg coming out of the hen's bottom and thought, if I boil that for 3 minutes, it'd be nice.
Yeah, that should be enough.
Next up, we take bags full of barbasco to a small inlet of the river.
So basically, we can catch anything, but the main target we're after is Sabalo, yeah?
Correct.
Staple diet of the Chimane and the golden Dorado, the Sabalo is not your typical bait fish. Its mouth, agile lips, and lack of teeth are all adapted to suck food from the riverbed. And this makes it a difficult fish to catch with conventional bait.
While the adults are mashing up more barbasco, me and the kids are going to close off the exit point. Come on, then.
Dam built, we head into the water with our bags of barbasco.
As you can see, as I'm crushing the barbasco under the water, it's releasing this toxin. So hopefully, in 10, 15 minutes, we should see fish floating to the surface. That's the theory anyway. I would have thought you'd need a lot more leaves than this, Patrick. I've just noticed the kids are getting ready for their bows and arrows because they've spotted fish already surfacing. The method has kicked in sooner than I thought. Oh, hey. Incredible. Incredible.
The barbasco has no effect on humans, only the fish. It affects their respiratory system, forcing them to the surface to look for oxygen, where they can be caught or shot with a bow and arrow.
Don't hit me, Bonnie lad. Yeah, just aim at the fish and look at me. Dude, that was fantastic. My goodness. Obviously passed down from his dad. So all the kids are fantastic with these bows and arrows. Everybody's involved. It's a real team effort, or a family effort in this case. Genius, so clever. But I'm going to revert to using my hands because it would be like shooting fish in a barrel. I would just feel uncomfortable with it. We've got one here. Come on, Rob, you can get it. Come on.
But there's a reason why people in these parts use a bow and arrow and not their hands.
Come on. How difficult is it to catch an asphyxiated fish? Yes! So, after about 20 minutes of trying to catch asphyxiated fish, I get myself
Finally, a Sabalo. This otherwise unremarkable character is probably the most important fish in the whole river system. It supplies the Chimane with a vital source of protein. It also provides many of the predators that reside in these waters with a food source. And that makes this fish extremely important. And when they've got enough fish, the Chimane remove the dam and restore the natural order to the river. Sustainable and downright clever. I'm thinking of taking the Chimane method back to Great Britain, Barabasco fishing. You know, some of those bad days we have not catching salmon. Yeah. I've got just the thing, guys, Barabasco leaves. They're amazing. It's a miracle, just watch. Yeah. Jorge, thank you for allowing me to fish with you today. It was great fun. Yeah. Hip, hip, hip to, hip to, hip to, hip to, hip to. I tell you, that is stunning. Exquisite. And I've eaten in a few restaurants in my time, but I doubt few are as warm, welcoming and atmospheric as this one. I've loved this journey, it's been epic. And with that, my time in the wilds of Bolivia draws to a close. But what an adventure! I came looking for untouched waters teeming with wild and weird fish, and Bolivia certainly delivered.
How's about that?
From prehistoric fish to prehistoric reptiles, the bite never stopped.
I'm in!
And I pushed harder and fished for longer than ever before.
What a beautiful fish, look at that!
Untouched and unrivaled, Bolivia gets under your skin and into your heart.
Well, you know what it is? I travelled further for a fish than I've ever been before. And honestly, it's been really tough. But even though I'm departing the same way I arrived, I feel like I'm leaving somehow a lot richer. The surroundings, the people, and of course the fish. I came to Bolivia in search of gold, and boy did I find it.